Okay, and we are rolling for our last segment of goRIA live here at the FPA conference in Columbus, Ohio. And we have clearly saved the best for last. We have with us Stevyn Guinnip, who is the founder and CEO of Grow Wellthy, W-E-L-L, Wellthy. Stevyn, thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much.
And we've been kind of long-time LinkedIn friends, so it's really great to finally see you in person.
Yeah, I know. It's awesome.
And I've been absolutely looking forward to this.
Yeah.
And I think I'm in dire need of your services. So why don't you tell the audience what exactly is that you do?
I'm a wellness coach for financial advisors, and we help them to create a plan to pay off health debt, grow wealthy, and have the retirement and the practice and the life that they really want.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And we are putting the noise canceling microphones to the test, because if you hear like what sounds like gunfire back there, they are actually breaking down the conference. We are closing down the joint, and I'm really pleased to do it with you.
Thanks.
Okay, so I really need to hear some of this. So, we always put our clients on a plan, right, on how to save and how to get themselves, financially healthy.
Right.
How do us advisors react when we're being put on a plan? What are some stories you could share, or what has been your experience?
Oh, wow. It's a light bulb moment. So the words that come out of my mouth to my clients to say, today's the day, we start now, consistency, we have a plan in place, we're trying to pay off debt, we're going to accumulate wealth, an abundance of health, and they light bulb go off and say, I've said this to my own clients so many times.
Yes.
The words are coming back to me in my own words. It's just a different asset. And once they...
Now, when you say pay off debt, you mean your health debt.
Health
debt, yes.
Yes. There are 3 different categories of health debt. One of them is body composition. What are you made of?
Whoops. Okay. What else?
One of them is blood work, so your labs.
Okay, I think.
Yeah. And the other one is mental overwhelm. So like stress and sleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good with 2 out of 3.
Okay.
I got to work on that first one a little bit. But I love to eat. So
Don't we all?
give me some coaching here. Like, I've got
Okay.
a friend of mine who's like a robot. He eats just to sustain himself, and he
Yeah.
can eat like bran cereal 3 times a day.
He doesn't care.
I'm first generation Italian. We love to eat. I enjoy eating. It's a passion, a love of mine, especially and I know you love travel.
Yes.
Maybe more than I do, and I really love to travel. And I love to eat when I travel. How do I do it?
You need to still love it.
Yeah.
It shouldn't just be to fuel yourself. It's emotional, it's cultural, it's fuel. It's all of those things. And so I always say, be the dopamine detective. Find the things that you love and lean into it, but just make sure the caveat is that they're also good for you. So there's never a time to say never. Like, you don't eliminate foods or say I can't have this or whatever. It's what do you like, and let's make it a little bit better, right? Let's add a little more fiber. Let's get a little more protein. Let's rearrange the order of the foods that you eat. So fiber first, then your proteins, then your fats, then your carbs at the end. Maybe just that's all it takes so that your blood sugar doesn't spike and you can pay off debt and not collect more debt.
Love it.
Yeah.
So I know that you actually live abroad now and do a lot of work remote. And you are in, I always forget the name of the island.
Madeira.
Madeira. Okay,
Yes.
like the wine, I think, right? Isn't there
Yes.
Madeira wine?
Yes.
Correlation, I assume
yeah.
the same thing. Yeah, Madeira wine. And it's off the coast of Portugal. I believe it's part of Portugal.
Yes.
Okay. So here's the thing. I've been spending more time in Europe now that my kids are older and we can do more of that type of travel. I love it. They all love it.
Okay.
The food there does seem better. It seems less fake. It seems less processed. We actually have a good friend at home who came from Europe. She has to make her own bread because to her palate, our American bread is sugary sweet.
Yeah, it is.
What's the deal?
I don't know. I think it's they don't have like in our community, they make the bread fresh every day. And so you go, it's just cultural. You go down, you get the bread from the baker. There's actually a little truck that goes around and beep, beep, and then you can go out and get your fresh bread. It doesn't last. So there's no preservatives in it, and you have to eat it that day or the next day, and then you go. And I can eat bread there when I can't really tolerate bread here.
Yeah.
And maybe it's ancient grains, maybe it's the preservatives, maybe it's a combination of all of those things, but it seems like it's just a higher quality of food. Yeah.
So, I mean, we spend time in Italy, a lot of pizza. We spend time in France, a lot of cheese. But there's not a whole lot of obesity, or at least it doesn't seem as much as we see here. Is it portion control? Are they more active? Or is it the fact that they limit the amount of fake ingredients that go in? Or is it all the above?
I think it's stress.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about that.
I do. I have this thing called the hierarchy of wealth, and it's an order of operations, and it's 4 levels. And the bottom level is your mindset. How do you think about, how do you prepare? What are your goals for your health? How intentional are you? The next level up is stress and sleep, and it's mending your body. And in our culture here in the United States, stress is rampant, and everyone's recovery is very poor, and the body feels like it's being chased all the time. So we're operating in a fight or flight response system all the time. And we're not bringing on our rest and digest, our parasympathetic nervous system enough to be able to...
it's getting a little loud here,
it
but
is,
I think
it's getting loud.
We're dialing in. We're good.
Yeah. We're just offline with our recovery. And when the body feels that way, it's under attack. That's what it thinks.
Yeah.
And it holds on to fat, and it won't let it go.
Okay.
So any food that comes in, your body's like, oh, store this away because we're under attack here. And when you go to other cultures, there's like a lightness of life. There's a less stress.
There is.
Yeah, and I think that's the core problem that we need to address, especially as an industry, because I interviewed 508 advisors on this topic. And the average stress level for advisors on a scale of 1 to 10 is 7.5.
Yeah.
Constantly, chronically, and that's directly affecting our health.
Yeah. So interestingly, and I think you might like this. So, I think it's a very American thing. Like, I work so hard and I work, 15, 16 hours a day and I don't take vacation, right? That's stressful, isn't it? In Europe, and I remember going there as a child, going out to do something in the middle of the day, and this was a small town in Italy. Everything was closed. Right? They have the siestas. And I will say this, and I think you're going to like this.
Okay.
Almost every day, I take a power nap.
I love that.
Almost every single day. And I love it. And I am not ashamed to admit it. And I think there's like a lot of nap shaming in America. I really do think so. Like, oh,
you're
take a
weak
nap.
Or you can't.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'll take a nap. I get up. I feel like $100 and I can go back to work at 100% as opposed to pushing myself at 60%, 50%.
Yes.
Do you agree with that?
Oh, totally. Pit stop.
Yeah.
Pit stop in the afternoon is amazing. Even if it's 5 minutes and you just put, kick your feet up on the desk. If you can close your eyes, if you can listen to music, if you can take a nap, it does wonders for bringing the parasympathetic rest and digest nervous system back online, getting rid of this thing called adenosine, which is a buildup of kind of foggy thinking in your brain.
Yeah.
And it builds up all day, and an afternoon nap is a perfect way to get rid of it.
I didn't know it had a name, but I knew I was getting pretty foggy in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? At first, I was really guilty about it. I was like, I'm taking a nap. I'm not going to tell people. But I'm like, you know what? I'm a napper.
I'm a napper.
Gosh darn
Wear it proudly, right?
Exactly. and I tell you what, it's such an empowering thing to get up from that nap, and you're good to go.
Yeah. I love that. I think that's amazing. Keep doing it.
I will do.
And I think we wear a badge of busy, right? We're
Yes.
like, oh, I'm so busy. I'm so busy. Honestly, I think when people say they're too busy to take a nap, they're just telling you that they're a poor time manager.
Yes, I completely agree with that. Absolutely.
Because it's so good for the body.
All right, good. So before they completely kick us out, one last tip, and then we'll call it a day.
Oh, one last tip. Get a wearable.
Oh, we were talking
Everyone
about that.
should have a wearable.
I was thinking about getting the Oura Ring.
Yes.
Does that really work?
Yes,
Really?
it does. I have Fitbit. I don't have Oura Ring.
Okay.
But there are these people that like to wear cool watches. I'm not one of them. Like, they
Yeah.
like to wear their nice watches. So the Oura Ring is fantastic for that. And it doesn't give you notifications and texts and all of that things. So
Yep.
it's awesome for something.
There is a forklift about 3 feet away from Stephen right now, just FYI.
We're not going to die, right? Okay.
No, I think we're good.
Okay. But the most important thing it tells you, 3 things. Steps, but you can get steps anywhere.
Yep.
Sleep. It tells you a depth of your recovery, and something called heart rate variability, which tells you if you're stressed, because you may say you're not stressed, but your body says something different.
Yeah.
And that Oura Ring or Whoop or
Sure.
Apple Watch or whatever, it like pulls back the curtain and lets us know what's really going on.
Quantifying, and that's something I think
Yeah.
all advisors can relate to, right?
Yeah.
We tell our clients all the time, you're saving, let's quantify it.
Right.
You want to retire, let's quantify it.
Yes.
Why not quantify our health?
Do it for your money.
All right.
Do it for your health, for your wealth and your health.
right.
And those two parallels, you can draw so many parallel concepts between these two.
Yeah.
And I always say, health is an asset in and of itself. It gives you things that you want, right?
Yeah.
But it also affects your assets. So it tells you how you're going to spend your dollars. So treat it well, and it'll treat you well.
All right. Well, that's a great place to wrap it up.
All right, awesome.
For this segment and for this coverage of FPA National in Columbus, Ohio. Next stop for goRIA is going to be next week at the CFP conference down in Washington, D.C. A lot of great content there. I will see you then. Thanks for joining us, and thank you, Stephen. Really great to meet you in person once and for all.
All right, awesome.
All right, take
Thanks.
care.
Bye.
All right, thank you.